All right, so I'm asking you to type your binary search code into here and make it work. And then, assuming some of you may have problems making that work, I'm going to show you what I did. So when I come in, we have this array nums, and we're looking for this thing, target. We're not doing a recursive. This is a non-recursive binary search. I'm going to make a low variable and a high variable. And then we're going to make a loop, and then we're going to do a middle variable there. That's the one we're going to keep checking. So int low equals 0. That's always the case. Int high equals nums.length minus 1. So that's the last index. And then we want to loop as long as low is less than or equal to high. It's okay. If low is ever bigger than high, that means we didn't find our result. So right here, we can say return -1. That's what happens if low ever gets bigger than high and we didn't already find the thing we were looking for. So then I'm going to walk you through the algorithm. We find the middle point. So I'm going to do a new variable int middle, but I'm calling it mid equals. It's important that you do parentheses here. Low plus high divided by 2. If you don't do the parentheses, it's just doing low plus half of 2. Sorry, plus half of high. And now we're going to check, did we find it? If nums at mid equal target, remember we're searching for this thing target, that means we found it. Return mid. We're supposed to return the index of where it was. So that's perfect if we found it. Then else if nums mid less than target, and else, oops, try to get over here. Just laying it all out here. So if we find it, we return where we found it. Otherwise, the target is bigger than the middle. That means we need to move the low all the way. Low becomes the middle plus 1, because we know it's not the middle. So now we're throwing away the left half of the list. We're keeping the right half of the list, which is 1 over from the middle all the way to high, which hasn't changed. And the else here is that the target is less than the middle, in which case we have to change the high value. High equals middle minus 1. So if you're thinking of a left to right thing, we're in this block, we're throwing away the right half of the list. So we need the high variable has to be now 1 less than the middle. And if it makes it through this whole loop without returning, the only return in here is if it found it, then we return -1, which means we didn't find it. And assuming I didn't make any mistakes, we'll have all the output. Everything is in agreement. Now, if you had to watch my whole video and do this, I'd say try doing it again tomorrow. Without watching the video or looking at your old code. I need you to understand how this works, and this is not too complicated of a thing to ask. So